Julie, it's good to see you today.
Thanks for having me.
Always good talking with you. All right, and you and your colleague Julie Kelly, who we've also had the pleasure of talking to here on Cam Company, you have a piece at American Greatness, amgreatness.org, Bullying Booker and the War on Women of the Right. This, and I'm glad that you all wrote about this because I know that our hyper news cycle, we've already sort of, the Cory Booker scary jazz hands moment has come and gone, but we're going to continue to see this. As a matter of fact, I think we did see this when it came to Nikki Haley. The respect that is due women is somehow missing if they are conservative women.
Yeah,
it seems to be like the conventional wisdom on the left.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And what's so sad is we haven't seen women on the left defending women on the right and saying, no matter your political affiliation, treating women disrespectfully is wrong. It is absolutely okay to treat a woman disrespectfully if she is a woman on the right, if she's a Republican, or if she works for the Trump administration. We've seen this over and over again, and it isn't just Cory Booker's really disturbing behavior of the DHS secretary at a hearing, an oversight hearing. But yes, you've just mentioned Nikki Haley, but it goes way back before that. I mean, what has happened to Kellyanne Conway is just astonishing to me. She has been accused of some really horrible things. They've made sexual comments about her, and Ivanka Trump, Melania Trump, and again, throughout the administration, women who serve, Betsy DeVos. I mean, she has been accused of everything from wanting to hurt children. She was screamed at. A protester sort of physically approached her, screaming at her. She couldn't get in a building. They blocked the entrance to the building, really threatening behavior. And it was crickets from the mainstream press and feminists. So the double standard is pretty hard to watch. But I think it really reveals something about the media and a lot of Hollywood stars and others in this country, that it's perfectly okay to harass and be violent and vindictive and insulting to women as long as they're conservative or Republicans or work for the Trump administration.
Do you think, I don't know, Julie, if this is even a fair question to ask, because I think I know the answer, but I mean, do you think that some folks are starting to get it? We did see some pushback against the Nikki Haley smear, but I think that might have just been because of the egregious nature of that smear. I still think that what you're talking about with, in terms to Kellyanne Conway, Betsy DeVos, Melania Trump, I mean, I don't see anything changing there.
No, I don't either. And yeah, I mean, look, you do see some pushback, but if a Republican senator had spoken to a female Trump administration appointee, the way Booker talked to the DHS secretary, it would be nonstop coverage of the sexism and misogyny and totally unhinged, violent behavior of this Republican. Just to contrast that, Senate Leader McConnell was on the Senate floor when Senator Warren went on and on a subject on the Senate floor, and she was in violation of a rule. And McConnell very politely asked her to suspend speaking, to move on. Her time was up, something like that, some sort of procedural thing. The reaction to Senator McConnell asking Senator Warren to stop talking, it was as if he had assaulted her. It was as if he had walked over and hit her on the head. And so and that went on for weeks. He was receiving sort of criticism for that. He's mansplaining, he's sexist, he's shutting her down, and all this, she persists and, all this. I mean, but you have Cory Booker, who is literally spitting into the microphone. His arms are flailing. His eyes are popping. His veins are popping. He's screaming at her. He's calling her a liar. He had a problem with President Trump. He didn't have a problem with Secretary Nielsen. And that's just normal that's just the normal way. And if you're going to be if you're going to be in the Trump administration, you've got to be a big girl and be able to take these criticisms. In my article, Julie Kelly and I actually said, we believe that if you have a position in the administration and you are a secretary, you're a cabinet level member of the administration, you should be able to take these barbs. You should be able to take criticism. But this wasn't that. This was really unhinged screaming at showing zero respect to this cabinet member. And again, what's so sad is that, we all know Booker has presidential aspirations. This was what we started our article off saying that this is his sort of unofficial announcement for president. This is what the base on the left loves. This is what the Democrat base loves. They love this. They love these kinds of insults. They love this kind of abuse. They love the smearing of Nikki Haley. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it is unfortunate. Yes, we've seen a couple of articles here and there, but it's sad that there hasn't been more widespread condemnation of this, and that it continues. This continues. This will happen next week. Some female Republican member of the Trump administration will be insulted, will be called a slut, will be called some vulgar, disgusting name, and no one will say anything. So it'll go on and on and on. People are just empowered to do this.
And you're absolutely right about everything that you just said, Julie, but I want to focus in on the fact that, it's not that the tribal politics of, Democrat versus Republican are stronger than, the other demographic breakdown is stronger than, your appeal to stand by your fellow woman. But there is, I think, something to that, right? I mean, if you're on the left, well, then Betsy DeVos, any other conservative woman out there is somehow less than human, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is this sort of dehumanizing of you. So it's okay to attack you.
Yep.
It's okay that the rules. It's not that you're being inconsistent. It's that the rules don't apply to you,
right,
Julie, because you're not worthy of the
right.
rules.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is. There is a dehumanizing quality to all of this, and if the person in that position is actually trying to harm people. That's why they said Betsy DeVos is trying to harm children. She's actively trying to harm people. Because then if you have a protester screaming at her in a completely unhinged, I've seen the video of that, and I would encourage all of you listeners to watch it, where this protester sort of came at her. It looked like he was going to hit her, and then they blocked the entrance to the building. She had to get into a car. It was horrifying. And again, there was silence on the left and from sort of the media and the mainstream media. But you also have this from Hollywood stars. When you consider that at the Golden Globes, everybody's wearing these pins and everybody's wearing black, and in all these award shows, everyone's so woke to women, and we really need to be more respectful of women. And then these women will get up and make a joke about the first lady. It's just astonishing to me that they don't see the double standard here. But I think you're right. They don't view these women as human. They don't view these women as worthy of respect. So, all bets are off.
Yeah, and here we are. Unfortunately, Julie, I think it's only likely to get worse before it even starts to get better. But I don't know. Maybe we'll reach rock bottom here before too long.
Well, I really hope someone. Honestly, and all jokes aside, I really hope someone doesn't get hurt. I think this is approaching a point where. I wonder what's acceptable now. How badly Republican and conservative women can be treated. Till people start to say, hey, the left, nobody is policing the left. Nobody is. You have it is almost complete silence on the left about the way in which conservative women are being treated. And I really hope someone doesn't get hurt. But I would not be surprised if that happened. The dehumanizing and the message that conservative women and Republican women and women who work for Trump are not worthy of basic respect and civility is pretty clear. So I do worry. I worry about what will finally wake people up, because certainly suggesting Nikki Haley is having an affair with the president. There's a CNN producer who actually on camera said that Kellyanne Conway, he made some comments about her looks, vicious, cruel comments about her looks. All the stuff that's been said about Melania and Ivanka. At what point does someone say, this is really awful and this needs to stop? I don't see that changing, but I really hope something really bad doesn't happen. It frightens me a little bit.
Absolutely. Julie Gunlock with the Independent Women's Forum. Thank you so much for coming to the studio today.
Thanks. Sorry for the somber topic. Next week we'll be happier.
It's okay. We'll have fun next week.
Okay. Thanks for having me.